What's going on, guys? Zach here, coming to you from the Underground office, Underground Strength headquarters, banging out articles on the blog, about to do a Q&A on the podcast, and I've got a question here that I want to answer from Rich Rivera. Rich just completed his online Underground Strength Coach certification, and I'm going to do some reading here, answering his questions. So, here's what we got. It says, Zach, I know you're busy, but I wanted to let you know I just passed the test. I also wanted to ask or to verify if you received my prior email. So I've been swamped with emails, guys. I'm telling you, 50 to 100 emails a day, and also kind of trying to balance the online stuff, the social media. And as many of you know, I'm done doing the live Underground Strength Coach certification and spending a lot more time just focusing on my gym. That's really my passion, is the coaching of athletes. So I want to get that information out in a unique way. I'm even contemplating somehow licensing out my programming, or allowing you guys, if you're a coach and you train high school athletes, allowing you to gain access to my programming from Wodify, and it just appears at your gym. So you can implement our training at your gym for the training of high school athletes. So it's something I'm thinking about and going to try to figure out how to make it happen. So here's a question. I've answered it before, so make sure you guys back up. Check out some of these Strong Life podcasts that have business Q&A in them. And of course, look on my YouTube channel. Search business or search strength coach. And I also have a strength coach success YouTube channel. I don't update it that much, but I want you guys to check it out. So here is the questions. In order to start working with high school athletes, being hired on by the school, do I need a certain degree like a CSCS? Most of the schools that I've seen, they want a CSCS, or they want one of those kind of nationally accredited type of certification organizations. Now, they might recognize the Underground Strength Coach certification, they might not. And I always knew that that would be kind of an issue, that I guess like the more well-known names would get more of the credit, but that wasn't my thing. I wasn't about trying to fit in and make everybody happy. What I wanted was to give you guys the most hard-hitting, powerful, strength and conditioning information that can be implemented for athletes. So maybe Underground Strength Coach doesn't sound professional and scientific, but I guarantee you this, the online cert will blow your mind. Not only did I record a certification, I added workouts, live workouts filmed at both of my locations, so you can see the difference in how I implement training with basically a different setup. One place having turf, one place not having turf, having to train outdoors, also spending time in front of a whiteboard, breaking down the system of training, how to progress and regress from your middle school athletes to high school to your advanced lifters. There's so much detail in there. You guys will get blown away. I also have videos in there on organizing your gym, not just from a safety standpoint, but organizing so that the kids are focused, their minds aren't wandering all over the place, because an unorganized weight room can kill the flow of a workout, of a training session. There's a lot more in that certification. So you might need something like a CSCS. And if you value knowledge, you're going to just keep chasing knowledge and getting more certifications, not because it's more letters after your name, but because you want to get better. You live for the relentless pursuit of excellence. So how do you get your name out to the local schools? I see Rich says, I started sending out emails already. I've said this many, many, many times before. Coaches just, they're strange. You know, these sport coaches are very weird. Some of them are very in tune, and they're going to say, yes, I want your help. But I've been in touch, or I've reached out to many. When I talk many, I can't even count how many coaches who coach a team. Oftentimes I reach out to the football and wrestling teams, but these are teams that have losing records, not just for one season, multiple seasons. They don't even reply to their email and say, hey, thanks for reaching out. You know, coaches are a strange crew. I mean, I could give you many stories. How about this one? I open up my gym in Manasquan. I reach out to the local wrestling coach. I donate extra climbing ropes that I have. They stop by the gym, they pick up the climbing ropes. I'm in touch with them, offering to invite their athletes for free. They don't reply, they never say thank you, but when it's time for the golf outing fundraiser, they're reaching out to me for money. How about this? You could have all the money in the world. You could have the most beautiful weight room, the new wrestling singlets, the new football uniforms, the turf, the high-end weight room. But if you don't have the coaching, the equipment don't matter for jack shit. It's the excellence. So I'm going to tell you this, brother. You may have a very hard time connecting with these high school coaches. Some might be responsive. I'm going to tell you this. Many will not. It's a shame. And even coming from a teaching background, I couldn't even help the teachers, the coaches in the town I worked for. And those are the ones with losing records. So it's an enigma that we will never understand. I would never be a coach like that. I know I rant when I get into that shit because it fires me up, because it hurts the kids. So here's what you do. Reach out to coaches. Offer some free training where they come to you. Find ways that's going to help them. How can you help them? Ask them. That's number one. Number two, also go to the clubs, the sport clubs, soccer, lacrosse, wrestling, things like that. Those people tend to be a little more independent, a little more forward thinking because they've gone out on their own because they probably didn't like the structure and the organization and all the yellow and red tape involved in the schools. So reach out to them. Here's the next question you ask about you're an obstacle course racer, you do Spartan and Battle Frogs. Would I be willing to set up a training plan to help you get ready for these? Now, I've never ran these obstacle course races. We've trained many people who have gone through it. They basically follow our training program. So if you follow anything that's like the Garage Gym Athletes training program, garagegymathletes.com, you implement that with extra body weight training on your own, running, various running, one distance run a week, hill sprints, interval style training where you're doing running, carrying, calisthenics. That stuff is what works wonders. Every time I go up to visit Joe in Vermont, the first thing I do with him is he takes me on the mountain. And there's nothing that could replace that kind of training. He's got the mountain. He could always go up it. We had an athlete who did a Spartan race. I think it was about a 12 or 14 mile. And it was on one of the ski slopes here in New Jersey. And he said, man, nothing could have prepared me for those hills. We just don't have those mountains where we live in this immediate area. And he goes, man, running those mountains crushed me. So get out to like maybe the local state park, go running, do calisthenics in between your runs. I don't think it's as complicated as people make it. And also my friend Ben Greenfield does a ton of them, very successful. He has a podcast on obstacle course racing. So Google it and you will find it. And then asking on this, how do I use my Nesta login? Nesta is the company that administers the Underground Strength Coach certification. I partnered up with them because they have the whole business system down. So I love that. So you will contact their support. They'll get your login. And I'm not doing any more level 2 certifications. I'm basically not coaching other coaches in person like I used to. And I've done a lot of these. I've spent so much time giving my heart to coaches, and I feel like I just don't want to work with anybody who's anything less than 100 gazillion% dedicated to the athletes. So through the years, you're doing certifications, and there's always somebody who's hurt, or there's always somebody who's, doesn't, they're there, but then they're like, I already know this. I already do this stuff. Or, you're telling them you got to challenge yourself here, and they're in the back hiding, doing a 25-pound clean and press because they're lazy and they don't want to even try to put the effort in. To me, I've lost my tolerance to work with people like that. There's basically there's plenty of great coaches, but the few unethical, lazy criers, it's like I'm just eliminating all that crybaby bullshit from my life. I'm proud of what I've done with the USC certification. It's been somewhere around 600 coaches, a little less, a little more, go through the certification. Many of them traveled to New Jersey. Here and there, I did some in Austin, California, and some of my favorite certs were out in Austin. The I don't know, the fitness attitude out there really was quite amazing. So I had a great time doing my certs out in Austin. But I'm not going to really be doing a level 2. Maybe down the road I will. But coaching of other coaches, and it's just not a scene I want to be part of, this whole fitness industry. I am a coach of athletes. That's what I do. I'm doing a little behind the scenes work with Spartan Race. And I know what my role here on this earth is. So that online certification is powerful. And from there, you got to make that shit happen, brother. So get after it. So I know this was a lot of questions. And of course, it's 10.5 minutes. Most people don't make it past the 1.5 minutes. But the dedicated go to the end because they're not too busy for greatness. And that's what I'm motherfucking about. Too many people are good enough. And I just can't stand that good enough bullshit anymore. I don't want to be part of that world. Peace out. Click the links below. I don't even know how to link my profile up to Snapchat, but that's not in there. So find me on Snapchat, Zevanesh. Peace.